do you think is the possibilities for, you have to look at me, what are the possibilities for investors in Brazil?
Well, I think the possibilities are very big and growing because the country is growing very fast. The country is growing this year more than 7%. Will probably go next year around 5 or 6% in a sustainable manner. So the growth will continue, unless, of course, we have another international crisis that affects all of us. But even so, as you know, Brazil went through the crisis of 2008-2009 in a manner that was very constructive and positive. We were one of the last to be affected and one of the first to get out of it. That shows that we have the conditions of sustainable growth.
Okay.
And that is why we offer more and more opportunities for investment, both domestic and foreigner.
And what are the best sectors like for foreign investors to invest in?
Well, I would say infrastructure in general, and also oil and gas. You know, Brazil has found very big oil deposits offshore, and those are going to be exploited in the next 5 to 15 years, and that's an enormous opportunity for Brazilian capital and for foreign capital.
Now Brazil is the country of the future, and it always be. That's what they say about Brazil. Well, is this the end of the slogan? It's going to be the future now?
That's correct. We were always the country of the future since the 19th century when this was coined. But yes, the future is now. We are already growing, as I said, and more important than growth is that we are changing the structure of our society. We are combating poverty. We have less poor people. We have more middle-class people. We have more consumers. We have more citizens. And that means that we have, especially in the last 8 years, during the President Lula's presidency, we have had enormous social progress. That it's not for nothing that he's leaving the presidency now with an 80% approval rate. It's because of that, because the country has changed for the better.
Okay. Do you mean all the problems, poverty, inflation, will all be gone?
No, certainly not. There is an agenda for the future. You know, poverty is not gone, and we still have, I think, a bit more than 20 million Brazilians living under the line of poverty. That's a lot of Brazilians, but certainly much less than before. More than about 1/3 what we had before. Inflation is controlled, yes. Inflation is controlled since '94, and inflation is controlled by the central bank in a very consistent way. The central bank has targets and use monetary policy to make those targets possible. Inflation is around 4 or 5% a year. In Brazilian terms, in Brazilian historic terms, this is a very, very low inflation. And because of that, because inflation is low, is one of the reasons why there are less poor people in Brazil. Because inflation used to be the highest, the most effective taxes on poor people who cannot fight inflation as people with more income.
Are there also, like, there's a lot of business opportunities there? Is there also opportunities for private people to buy things in Brazil?
For private people, of course, yeah, sure. No, country is open for investment, for business, and of course, it's an open country. You know, it's an open country with an open foreign trade, with an open regime, and also a very good tourist destination that should be better known here in Holland and in Europe in general. Although it's happening, more and more people here in this country know more about Brazil. But there's still so much to learn about the country, you know, and we wish that more Dutch people would visit our country of all sorts, business people and normal private people.
Okay, are you doing something also for tourism there? Is this like a big thing going? Is it going to improve more than it already is?
Yes, we have. Well, tourism will certainly increase enormously in the wake of the 2 mega sport events that we have programmed for Brazil. which is the World Cup in 2014, and 2 years after that, the Olympics in Rio de Janeiro in 2016. Tourism will certainly increase, but it's already happening that we have more and more international flights to Brazil, more and more visitors from abroad. The fact that we have a strong currency now in Brazil, it does not make Brazil so cheap like before, but still cheaper compared to Europe, where you have the euro. So it's a very, I would say, a very pleasant tourist destination. Plus, of course, we have all the beauties of the country.
You surely have.